Welcome to Neutron Nomad, where stories collide with the cosmos. New York City. Midnight, the city's skyline is swallowed by thunderclouds, as a strange blackout sweeps through Manhattan. As Spider-Man swings through the city, he senses something wrong. Too quiet, too calm, until a webbed-up police officer falls in front of him from a building. It's not his web. Peter Parker, still reeling from his recent breakup with MJ, and struggling with guilt over Harry's death, is mentally off balance. He follows the trail to an abandoned subway station, the place where Eddie Brock, once his friend, disappeared months ago. Suddenly, he's attacked. Venom emerges from the shadows, monstrous and evolved. This isn't the same Venom. The symbiote has merged with a piece of carnage, and has new powers: acidic webbing, invisibility in darkness, and the ability to mimic Peter's voice. Venom lures Spider-Man into a psychological trap, using hallucinations and mimicking the voices of Aunt May, MJ, and Uncle Ben. Peter is shaken but manages to fight back. A brutal hand-to-hand battle begins in the dark tunnels. Webs versus tendrils, speed versus power. Venom, you made me this. Peter, you abandoned Eddie. Now feel what we felt. Hunger. Spider-Man, you chose this path. Eddie, I tried to help you. Peter barely escapes with his life, his mask torn, body bruised, and mind shaken. The next day, Peter turns to Dr. Kurt Connors for help. Using sound wave scanners, he tries to track the symbiote's unique frequency, but Venom strikes first. Crashing into Oscorp and stealing sonic weapon prototypes, he wants to eliminate Spider-Man's only advantage. Venom kidnaps Ned Leeds, thinking he's Spider-Man's tech guy. Peter now has 12 hours before Ned is consumed by the symbiote. Flashbacks show Eddie's pain, losing his job, his dignity, and his body. But deep down, Eddie's still fighting the monster. This adds complexity. Venom is not just a villain. He's also a prisoner. Location: the Statue of Liberty scaffolding, still under construction from damage in a previous Avengers battle. Spider-Man arrives, equipped with upgraded web shooters, infused with magnetic pulses. The final fight is cinematic. Thunder, lightning, crashing steel beams, and venomous roars. Peter tries to save Eddie, speaking to the man beneath the monster, but the symbiote fully takes control. Peter uses a risky move, plays a recording of Eddie's voice talking about his daughter, that weakens the symbiote for a moment. Venom, no, we are stronger without him. Peter, no, you're nothing without him. Peter hits Venom with a final sonic pulse bomb, separating Eddie from the symbiote. He pulls Eddie out just before the creature explodes in a burst of black fire. Ending: Eddie is hospitalized, barely alive but free. Peter walks away silently into the rain, knowing he saved a man, but may have made a darker enemy. A drop of black goo slithers away into the sewer, fade out with a whisper. We will rise again. And next time, we bring the others. It's midnight, and New York is going crazy. The city has just been plunged into total darkness after a massive blackout. People are running everywhere. Sirens are blaring, and atop one of the skyscrapers, a lone police officer is making an eerily silent radio transmission. And then just like that, he's hanging there stuck in a strange black web. High above him, Spider-Man watches with concern as another victim is added to the growing symbiote body count. He can sense that this creature is different. This is no ordinary symbiote. It's something far more dangerous, and he doesn't know why, but he feels a strong connection to it. Soaring through the darkness, Spider-Man finds himself at the epicenter of the blackout. Everything seems abandoned and eerie. He swings into a subway station and looks around. No one's here. A train pulls up and he notices something strange. A faint red glow coming from inside one of the cars. As he gets closer, the red glow envelops him and Spider-Man finds himself blinded and disoriented. Before he can react, he's enveloped by a huge, shadowy figure. Spider-Man tries to fight back, but his punches and kicks seem to be blocked or absorbed by this creature. And then he hears a voice, a familiar voice, and then it hits him. This thing knows him better than anyone else. But how? Suddenly, the creature releases Spider-Man and retreats into the shadows. As the darkness recedes, Spider-Man looks down and sees the dead symbiote clinging to the subway car. Realizing what has happened, he becomes enraged and vows revenge. But even as he hunts for the creature, we can see that it is watching him, waiting for its moment to strike. The creature is a hive mind of sorts, feeding off the darkest parts of human nature. But it is also highly intelligent, cunning and patient, able to wait for hours if necessary to ambush its prey. Meanwhile, Peter Parker is having a hard time coping with Harry's death. Not to mention his recent breakup with MJ, he's feeling pretty down on himself and doubts his abilities. But when he learns that Dr. Connors has been experimenting with new ways to defeat the symbiotes using sound, Peter goes to him for help. Together they come up with a plan. Connors will use his sound wave scanners to try and locate the symbiote, while Peter goes out hunting. Using web shooter flares, Peter is able to fight back against Venom's sonic weapons. The two battle it out in the darkness, with neither one getting the upper hand. But as the fight continues, Peter begins to weaken. Venom is too strong, and he's starting to get the upper hand. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, though Peter manages to escape, he's badly injured but alive. As he swings away, we see flashbacks of Eddie Brock's life before he became Venom. We see him as a young, promising journalist, as well as his gradual fall from grace after being framed for a crime he didn't commit. These scenes hint at the humanity that still remains inside Venom and make us question whether or not he can ever be redeemed. We also get hints that Eddie is partially conscious within Venom, such as when he seems to recognize Aunt May and when he says, "You never should have left me, Peter." But these moments are rare and far between. For the most part, Venom is consumed by his hatred for Spinom and his desire for revenge. Peter goes to see Dr. Connors again, this time to get help with the psychological aspect of facing Venom. Connors tells him that he needs to prepare for a long game, that Venom is a master manipulator, and that he won't be able to defeat him with brute force alone. Connors advises Peter to use his intellect, his compassion and his sense of humor to outsmart Venom. And so the battle of wits begins. Aunt May is still missing, and Peter is desperate to bring her home safely. But as he gets closer to finding her, he realizes that Venom is toying with him, testing his limits and pushing him to his breaking point. Peter hears a voice in his head that sounds exactly like Aunt May, and as he follows the voice, he finds himself face to face with Venom. But when he reaches out to touch her, he's met with a pair of glowing red eyes. The game is on.